The Astroworld Festival in 2021 would change Travis Scott's career forever. Although it was supposed to be a night where people would enjoy music from their favorite artists at the Astroworld Festival, the tragedies that would happen at the event would overshadow everything. Because of what would happen at the event, it was best for Travis to stay low and stop with all the music stuff. As of recently though, it seems like Travis Scott is headed towards a comeback to the music game. But is this actually possible though? Can Travis Scott come back and be the superstar that he once was, or is he just gonna flop? To answer that question, we gotta look at what got us here.
My mama always asks me about my attitude.
And Travis Scott's story is a long one. A story of hard work, persistence, and betting on yourself. As Travis Scott would drop out of college during his sophomore year, using the money that his parents gave him for books and food, for studio time, and to buy plane tickets to New York. When his parents found out, they would cut off communication with him, essentially leaving him homeless. By the time this happened, Travis Scott was in LA, where he would stay at a friend's dorm in USC. With persistence, however, eventually his music would get to the ears of Kanye West, and his work on Cruel Summer would be the introduction to the mainstream that Travis Scott needed. Soon after that, fans would see him in the XXL freshman list of 2013, and a few months after that, fans would get Travis's first project with Al Farrow. This was a low-key project, and it feels like it's been lost to time, especially because the project would be overshadowed by Travis Scott's second mixtape, Days Before Rodeo. And with this mixtape, it was clear who Travis Scott was. The elements that would eventually make him a superstar were clear to see here. And the mixtape did its job in building up hype and excitement for what would be his first album in Rodeo. This album is experimental in the right ways, using what would usually be an abnormal beat and making it sound mainstream, while also using his vocals kind of as an instrument, which creates a nice flow between tracks in the album. However, critics wouldn't be a fan of this album, mainly criticizing its lack of critical complexity. However, the fans would love the album, rallying around songs like 90210.
My granny called, she said, Travis, you work too hard, don't worry, you forget about me.
3500. And the biggest song on the album, Antidote.
It's low key at the night show.
And with this, Travis Scott was officially a star in hip-hop, and it wasn't just overnight success or something that was just handed to him. And because of that, Travis Scott's connection with his fans is much stronger than the average artist. At least the average A-list artist, because Travis Scott, if he sees a fan in the crowd and security is trying to like beat them up or do something to them, he will ride for his fans. And it makes sense, because if it's not for the fans, then where would he be at? And following this album, he will keep building his stardom, releasing Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight,
then we sleep through day, then we play all through the late night,
which would commercially be more successful than his previous album.
Every time you come around,
And along the way, he would pick up features here and there, eventually leading up to his 2018 album, Astroworld. Every song on this album was a hit, and it had every rapper you could think of. At least at the time, this felt like the hip-hop equivalent of the All-Star game.
Sun is down, freezing cold.
And a lot of the songs on the album felt like an event with the constant beat switch and all. This album was special enough for Travis Scott to build a whole festival around it. Now, the festival would actually run with relative success the first couple times around. It's only when we get to 2021 that things got really bad. On November 5th, 2021, the Astroworld Festival was set to take place again, and this time it wouldn't go as well as it went last time.
Now, investigators are hoping that video from that music festival tragedy helps them piece together exactly what went wrong.
There's multiple people to blame here, whether it be the police, the organizers, Travis Scott himself. And me personally, I don't feel comfortable talking about it. Not because I think Travis doesn't deserve criticism. I think the criticism there is fair. But it is uncomfortable for me because people actually like died, and I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable making that content. Which brings up the question that I originally asked. Can Travis Scott make a comeback? And regardless of how you feel about Travis, the answer is yes. Yes. Like, if it was ever in doubt, for example, R. Kelly bounced back, Chris Brown bounced back. I find it hard to believe that Travis Scott won't bounce back to relative success. Utopia is gonna be one of the bigger albums when it releases. Either because of the curiosity that people are gonna have or strictly his fan base, I don't see Travis Scott going anywhere. And he still has the support of artists like Kanye and Kid Cudi. And I guess now we await Travis Scott's next album and see what comes of it. But with that being said, I'm gonna let the outro music roll. Shout out to J Dilla.